Hello, Snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again. And yeah, there's this error in yeah because that's why there's this error where it didn't stream on YouTube, so I just fixed it. And now it's running on YouTube as well. So yeah, this is a theme. It's basically a strategy review for Commander on the new Vorinclex card in Kaldheim. So yes, this is a nice card, and I'm just gonna review different strategies that you could use for Vorinclex and things to watch out for. But before we go into this, let's just go into the combo of the week, which is and that isn't a combo of the week, but a combo of the meek, which is a sort of a meek Falter Foundry Urza Lord High Artificer combo. Because what it is, it's basically you have this card that basically the card is it what the card is that the is yeah so how to trick it is basically the combo is you just have Falter Foundry, Sword of the Meek, and Urza. So you tap the Sword of the Meek for 1 mana. Use that 1 mana to sacrifice Sword of the Meek to create a 1/1 Falter of flying and gain the 1 life. Then Sword of the Meek comes back to equip to the Falter. So then you basically do this to get infinite life and infinite Falters, which then can tap for infinite mana, making it a triple infinity with 3 cards. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's a very nice combo. Yeah. So yeah, that is the combo of the Meek because it revolves around Sword of the Meek. Yeah, and Falter Foundry, Urza Lord High Artificer. So I just decided to make a play on words with weak and meek. Yeah, then why not? So now let's just get into the card, which is Vorinclex Monster Trader. So that's the card this podcast will be about, which is a 6-mana 6/6 trample haste. You double your own counters and you half your opponent's counters. Round it down, yeah. So let's say what I like about this is that it also has a Phyrexian variant apparently, yeah, in the same set. It has a normal, showcase, and Phyrexian variant that you can get. And yeah. So I'm just going to be reviewing different strategies that you could use with this card, as it is a very nice card, indeed. So yeah, basically, so the Vorinclex Monster Trader it's like the new doubling season, so it can combo with many other stuff, and so I'll just review strategies that you could use him either as a commander or in the deck. So if you want to use Vorinclex as a commander, you could go with a mono green Super Friends deck, which would be nice because there's 25 mono green commanders. I mean not commanders. Planeswalkers, sorry. 25 mono green planeswalkers. And 5 colorless planeswalkers. So these are planeswalkers that you could use in the Vorinclex deck, which goes up to 30 planeswalkers that you can run, which is probably enough for the Super Friends deck, granting you 29 other slots to use nice cards in there, like creatures or other stuff, yeah. And then just have Vorinclex as a commander and 40 lands. So I just decided to put in These cards, these planeswalkers that allow you to instantly use their ultimate ability without killing themselves right as soon as they enter the battlefield. Like, one would be Nisa, who shakes the world, which basically is a which basically will start at 10 loyalty rather than the usual 5 with Vorinclex out. And then you could -8 her, leaving her at 2 loyalty, grants your lands indestructible as an emblem, and then you get all of your forests out. So you just get a lot of and since you're playing mono green, you could get out all of your forests, like all of your lands, like 40 forests in there. There you go, you slap them in, and then you just cast all the other planeswalkers through their ultimates. Like Garruk, Caller of Beasts, you'd basically be able to do a -7. He'd be left at 1, and would actually oh yeah, and would basically allow you to, every time you cast a creature, get another creature, and like a wild pair but better. Then there's Vivian Reed that can also do her ultimate instantly, which is a nice thing, pairing it with the other planeswalkers that can grant you creatures and stuff like that. Because she'd be left at 2 loyalty and grants yourself +2/+2 visions, trample, and destructible, so you just basically beat down on the opponent. Yeah. So this is a nice set of 3 planeswalkers that will be left standing. And after doing the ultimate on their first turn, basically. And so basically, like by turn 7, you can win or get close to winning. Especially if the planeswalker you have is Nisa, who shakes the world, as it grants you the lands needed to cast the other stuff from your hand, and yeah, it is a nice thing. So, I mean, once I do get my hands on Vorinclex, which I don't have the Vorinclex, I only have it in Arena, and I think my dad also has it in Arena, yeah, but not in paper. Once I do get my hands on it, then I will try and build one and see how it goes. I just need the planeswalker, so I mean, since it's really just kitchen table format and stuff like that, and I'm probably just gonna be playing with my parents and my neighbors, and I could just proxy them. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, they are just nice cards. I mean, apparently Vorinclex is a more expensive card than Valky at $40. The card. I don't know why, but it's $10 the foil. Apparently, the foil is 4 times cheaper. Apparently, according to MTG Goldfish. But yeah, like, so hopefully pull off the Vorinclex in some of my 20 prize packs that I will be opening on camera, so you'll be able to see what I'm getting exactly. So hopefully in those I'll get the Vorinclex. And yeah, just hope to get the Phyrexian one, because there are 3 Phyrexian cards: Elishnorn, Vorinclex, and Swamp. Yes, the basic Swamp has a Phyrexian variant in the set of, what do I call it? Oh yeah, Jumpstart. Yes, and Elishnorn was a special Phyrexian Judge promo once, and now Vorinclex has a Phyrexian variant that shows up 1 in 6 Vorinclexes. That is, rather than being the language of the pack you're opening, it'll be in the special Phyrexian language that you know, it isn't even a real language. Like it's just a made up language by Magic the Gathering and Wizards of the Coast. So yeah, let's just go into one way that one card that actually goes well with Vorinclex, which basically quadruples encounters by stacking Vorinclex's effect on it. Because basically, the Ozolith is a 1-mana legendary artifact that says whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozilith. So something that you control leaves, you put twice the counters on the Ozilith because of Vorinclex. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can basically if it has counters on it, you may move all counters from the Ozilith onto target creature. So if I'm not wrong, I think Ozilith basically removes those counters, puts them on another creature, and then it doubles it. So basically you're quadrupling the counters, like moving them to elsewhere when stuff leaves. Like for example, you have a card that has 1/1/1 counter. Alright, you bounce it, put 2 counters on the Ozilith, then move 4 counters to Vorinclex. And yeah, you're just gonna stack up and just insecure those players. You could use it in the same mono green Super Friends Commander. And yeah, I mean apparently if you just not use it in a mono green Super Friends and just put Vorinclex in a deck, and then you have Gideons and stuff in a white deck, for example, like a green white deck, I don't know what else, like for Commander. And then you have like Gideons, then have the Gideon a Gideon turn into a creature, bounce Gideon, put his loyalty counters on the Ozilith, turn Gideon into another creature, or Sarkhan, if not Gideon, Sarkhan, and then you put loyalty counters on Sarkhan. So you basically move the counters from one planeswalker to another. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, but yeah, you could also, if you're playing blue and stuff, just quadrupling the counters using the effect of the Ozilith by removing something counters, double the counters onto the Ozilith, then double those counters, thus making a quadruple thing, a quadruple Ozilith counters. You could in fact do a double counters on the Ozilith and turn it into a creature with March of the Machines, and then just slam the opponent with the Ozilith. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I like that. The Ozilith is a nice card. I like it. So, yeah, this would be a nice thing that you could try in Commander if you're that kind of person. So let's just head into one thing that if you're playing blue, you should try this card. You just go in, you put Jace, put him down, instantly use his ultimate, even though he dies, and then just proceed to take everyone's best card, even yours, so you just take in some of your things as well. And then if your opponent's playing blue, if you have any blue opponent, just take their Jace, cast it, use their Jace's ability to take other stuff, then take another blue player's Jace card, then just, yeah, because all the blue players in Commander are gonna have this card in the deck. Yeah. And then if you're playing blue, then you use this in the Vorinclex deck. Yeah, but you can't use Vorinclex as the Commander. If you put Vorinclex in the deck, along with Doubling Season or other stuff, then Jace would be a nice card to use, yeah. And, yeah. Jace is a very nice card. So, yeah, I like using it in my Locust God Commander deck. So I could just move it or use both, like by passing it from one to another on my from just some random blue deck. I don't know, like, oh yeah, Maelstrom Wanderer, for example. That would be a deck I could build because I'm and Locust God, because that also has green in it and could use Vorinclex. I mean, that's just some strategies that, I mean, you could build if you have Vorinclex, and then once I do get the Vorinclex, then I could do similar things. So yeah, and so this is a very nice. So Jace is a very nice card, and yeah, let's just go in on Vorinklex's interaction with sagas. So there we go. So you could speed up the sagas, like through different ways. I mean, I put the best mono green uh sagas in there just because they're nice cards, yeah, and they're the best example of sagas for this podcast. Because you might use Vortex as a commander because you're trying this mono green Super Friends commander deck. You could also try using sagas as well, mono green sagas, as it speeds them up. Because, for example, Binding of the Titans. By 2 mana, you already uh, make everyone mill free. Then exile 2 cards from graveyards, and for each creature exiled this way, you gain 1 life. So you just mill free from everyone, exile 2 creatures from the opponent's graveyards, and you gain 2 life. Then the next turn, you already bring back a land or creature from your graveyard to your hand. So that's immense card advantage, yeah, and mill. So then you get, for example, you could use the first I ruin games. That is fair. That is just very fair, like because you could do 1 and 2 already. As soon as you get down, you create a 1/1 human soldier and put 6 plus some counters on one of your creatures. Just choose Vorinclex, for example, because that would be a nice card. Like you could finish off someone in 2 hits. Then the next turn, draw 2 cards and create a gold. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, I like this. So, and then there's the Mending of Dominaria, which you mill 4 cards and just bring 2 creatures from your graveyard to hand. Great, that is nice card advantage. And then bring all your lands back from your graveyard to battlefield, and then shuffle your graveyard into library. Yeah, this is big brain. Yeah, this is like this Vorinclex and the sagas. You just get doubles. You get them twice as fast. Like you'd be able to finish off Mending of Dominaria the next turn rather than next 2 turns, and then first Iron games also you skip 2 turns with this, and Binding the Titans you skip a turn as well. Like because you could do first and second on the same turn, then you do the next one, the third one, and for the case of first Iron games, you're doing third and fourth one, and for the first Iron games, you're actually doubling the number 2 as well because you're putting 6 counters instead of the usual 3. So this is nice. I like it. Yeah. This is a very nice thing you could use with Vorinclex sagas. Yeah. But Vorinclex is very nice and stuff, but watch out. He has weaknesses. So you have to watch out for these cards. Not only do they are they gonna be bad for you, it's gonna benefit the opponent. If your opponent is playing Player of the Hatebound, just be careful that he's never gonna die, and every time he dies, he comes back and deals 4 damage to something. Yeah, and he won't hit the Vorinclex because that's benefiting this Player of the Hatebound. So if he has any sack outlet, then there you go. You die. Everyone else died. But you die last. He's gonna kill everyone else first, then you die, and you'll just end up winning. Then 9 lives. If you have, I mean, it's not bad if it's on your side, as it will come back as a 6/4, not as a 5/3. But when the opponent has it, just be careful. It will just kill everything. 9 lives is if it's on your side, then you'll just die quicker. But if it's on the opponent's side, they'll never die. Just watch out for these things. And then for something, so I put this playtest card because I mean it may end up popping up uh, in the it may pop up. This land cycle might pop up in the future. So the poison lands, which basically tap for uh, black or green, and you get poison counter. This was just a playtest, not just by you, but since it's playtested, it could happen in a future set if it gets approved or stuff. So basically, if you had it, you'd grant yourself twice the amount of poison. But then if your opponent has it, they're just getting by you they're just getting by you without the basic land type. Oh my god, this is crazy, man. Like, if Vorinclex, not only does it help you, it can sometimes help your opponents. Just be careful, or even harm you sometimes. So with great power comes great responsibilities, and yeah, you just gotta be careful when you use Vorinclex. And I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not like you're always gonna encounter this kind of thing, but I mean, it could happen. Like some random commander player might be playing 9 lives only to give it to someone else, or they might be playing graveyard stuff and they're using Flare to hate bound, and they of course would have sacrifice outlets. And whenever Wizards wants to release those poison lands, then they will release it, and these will, I will assure you, they will be very powerful. They will be probably better than pain lands. Yeah, just watch out for these. Yeah, when your opponent plays them. But there's also some nice cards that would also run well with Vorinclex. These things, they're just some great things to double. For example, you'd have Bloodsport Phrynax, for example. 4 mana 2/2 with Devour 1. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional X plus +1 counters on it, where X is the number of 1 plus +1 counters on Bloodsport Phrynax. So that Devour 1 turns into Devour 2. And then your own creatures are getting or are entering with X plus +1 counters on it, where X is 4 times the amount of creatures devoured. Oh my god, this is so big. Like, you can go in and just devour 3 creatures. Then you have Innate Bloodsport Phrynax, for example, as it gets 2 plus +1 counters for each creature devours. Then, so it's 6 plus +1 counters on it. Then bring something in, 12 plus +1 counters on it. So everything that enters under your control would have 12 plus +1 counters on it. Then you have Mikoloff, that would devour 2, turns into devour 4. So you just devour 5 Saplings, enters with 20 plus +1 counters on it. Then at the beginning of your upkeep, create 20 plus +1 counter, 20 Saplings, 1/1. And then Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi allows you to pay 5 mana to animate a land and turn it into an 18/18 legendary elemental named Vitu-Ghazi with haste. This is insane, man. These cards these cards, when doubled, they are actually gonna be very powerful, especially for Commander. Doesn't have potential in any other format, but Commander, of course, it won't. But I mean, of course it will. But for other formats, it won't, unless if it's Standard, because lately Standard is just being a very, very slow format, as it's now just using like the biggest things that currently exist. Like, come on, seriously, what's with the meta now in Standard? It's being so slow. Like, I mean, Standard's only an MTGA thing now, due to COVID and ban lists and stuff. It's now only played in Arena. Just, it's nearly like as if it were a dead format. I mean, some people in Arena are now only playing Historic instead of Standard. I'm not, because I don't have Historic cards. But yeah, these are just some great things to double. And let's just head into to some similar cards to Vorinclex. Elder Gargaroth, and doubling season. So Elder Gargaroth is just a very nice card. Like, it's a 5 mana 6/6 beast with Vigilance, Reach, Trample, and when it attacks or blocks, choose one, create 3/3 beast, gain 3 life, or draw a card. It's similar to Vorinclex in the form as it is just a big green creature. Rather than 6 mana, it's 5 mana, no haste, and instead just Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Like, it has Trample, but instead of haste, it's Vigilance and Reach. I mean, the ability has nothing to do with Vorinclex, but it's just a similar card in terms of power and stuff. Vorinclex is just better than Colossal Dreadmaw. Yeah, it's obvious. And then there's Doubling Season, which is a similar card to that of Vorinclex, as it doubles your own counters and your own tokens. But it's an enchantment, not a creature. It halves your opponent's stuff, your opponent's counters, and doubles your own counters for the Vorinclex, but not doubling your tokens or halving the opponent's tokens. I mean, they're probably going to make another Vorinclex for that. But we got Doubling Season that might be a better version, but I mean, Vorinclex is a big creature that you could use, and everyone's talking about it. Like, for example, on the, like, in many different Magic the Gathering communities, like the Spikes subreddit and other stuff, I don't know. They're just discussing this card, and I'm just reviewing it and different strategies that you could use, things to watch out for. And yeah, congratulations! You've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like and subscribe and follow if you haven't already? Share with friends. Stay tuned to our next videos, streams, and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT, 5 p.m. CET, so stay tuned to them. Watch my other videos too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.